Hey everybody, Matt here. Today I'm making this quick video because I see this topic pop up a lot online, and I don't know how you guys are putting yourself in this position. I know what the issue is, but I don't know how you're creating that issue. So this is the H&K VP9. Mine happens to be the old tactical model, but this comes up on all the variations of the VP9, maybe some other semi-auto striker fired H&Ks, I don't know, but again specifically for the VP9. So as we all know, Heckler and Koch, one of the best pieces of machinery we've ever seen, the VP9, mainly because it's striker fired, but that's a different topic for a different day. So the issue people are having is some people have to pull the trigger to remove the slide and some people do not. I know why. Again, I don't know the how. So let's break it down. When all else fails, read the manual. So we're going to drop the magazine with the paddle release because we're not maniacs and we don't have a button. Then we're going to lock back the slide. We're going to rotate the disassembly lever. And then we're going to release the slide and we can push it off. No problem. I did not have to manipulate the trigger. Want to point out one important thing about this process. When you lock back the slide, rotate the disassembly lever, and I'm going to release the slide. Now, if I do this slowly, you're going to notice one thing. The firing pin indicator tells me it is not cocked. You don't see any red. And I can push the slide off. Here's the issue that you are running into when you cannot just push the slide off and you have to pull the trigger. And that's if you get yourself in this situation where the firing pin indicator shows red. You can see the disassembly lever is in the 6 o'clock position. I can't push that slide off. I have to pull the trigger. Now, how are you doing that? That's the part that I don't know, because even if you start off with the firing pin indicator cocked, I mean, it's going to uncock itself. I don't have to pull the trigger. The only situation I've been able to replicate is if somehow you guys are crazy enough to where your trigger is actually pulled back just a little bit, and you don't even have to engage the safety dongle, just the actual trigger is pulled back enough, it's going to reposition the trigger bar somehow. And when you release the slide, if you do it slow, what's going to happen to that? What's going to happen to that firing pin indicator? Look, it's cocked. But that's because I intentionally pulled the trigger ever so slightly backwards before releasing the slide, and it'll do that. Now, to remedy that, just try racking the slide back and forward, and then it should come off. So again, I don't know how you guys are necessarily doing it. I've tried it dozens of times, and that's the only situation I could replicate where I could not just pull the slide off without pulling the trigger. And it has to do with the position of the trigger when you are releasing the slide. And see, it happens there too. Like if you pull the trigger right before you release the slide, or you pull the trigger right after you start releasing the slide. So maybe you guys are getting your finger in there when you shouldn't be. So try it without your finger anywhere near the trigger, which it really shouldn't be anyhow, right? Safe gun practices and all. And just try it this way. No finger anywhere near the trigger. And I can pull it right off. Try that, see if it works for you. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I don't know, throw some thoughts in the comments. Let's see if we can resolve this and help other people out with this video. Other than that, I hope you all do enjoy shooting your H&Ks because we know they're the best. They don't hate us. All right, thanks for watching. I gotta go. Bye.